Sorry, are we recording?
Yeah, brilliant way to start, Tommy. If only your audio came through nicely.
Welcome to episode 21.
To anyone?
Throwing it back to the good old memes.
Meme's not old. That's just starting. That
Yeah.
one's just getting its
It's
summer
hitting
legs.
Yeah, it's just hit its stride.
We're bringing it back, Tommy.
I'm down.
This is now the 21 podcast. It's December 21st.
Speaking of 21.
Holy shit. Yeah, Merry Christmas to those celebrating it. Happy holidays to everyone else. And
Actually, fuck you to everybody else. That's what I'm talking about. We're in Trump's America. You say Merry Christmas.
Tommy, the war on Christmas is real.
No, I mean, yeah. Can you believe that people actually get offended if you say Happy Holidays instead of Merry Christmas?
It's really quite stupid.
Yeah.
I don't care.
It's just like, just say whatever the hell you want. I don't care what you celebrate. I don't know. This is what it is. Anyways, but yeah, happy whatever you're celebrating. Mm-hmm. Whatever it is.
Hanukkah's over. Christmas is coming. Kwanzaa right after that. So whichever one.
And don't forget,
or none of
Boxing
them.
Day.
Boxing Day, big one.
Box
New
your
Year's.
Favorite person.
Yeah.
Throw a couple punches.
So yeah, we're doing a little. Since Tommy and I are two little, very, very devout Christian boys, we're doing a little Christmas episode. That's fake news. I'm saying a falsehood. That's why it's funny, because if you knew me and Tommy, that's not true.
Yeah.
We're doing a Christmas episode, though, because we're both pretty jolly.
We belong to the Church of Satan.
Yeah, there you go. Which is Santa, if you mix around the letters a little bit.
The Church of Santa.
So we're doing a little Christmas ep. Gonna do what we did with our Halloween episode. We're gonna talk about some Christmas questions and little bits and pieces of our favorite and least favorite things about the season. And then we're going to talk about Home Alone. You know, the one where the woman goes, Kevin!
Yeah.
In case you didn't know which one I was talking about, it's that one. On that note, Mandalorian also ended. So we're going to finish up our little weekly recap thing with talking about
may it rest in peace.
May it rest in peace. I'm sure Disney will never renew it again because it makes zero money. And this is probably the last we'll see of it.
So let's roll right into it. Filming for next year.
Yeah. They've already got 17 Disney Plus Star Wars shows in development.
Yeah.
So excuse me. Let's talk about
I wish I had a glass of milk to timely talk about it, but I don't. Let's talk about Mandalorian. The final episode came.
Yeah, spoilers for this is the probably biggest spoiler heavy one. So if you haven't seen Mandalorian, skip ahead to when we do Christmas stuff. The times are down below.
So what's the rule with I guess we just talk about it.
Yeah, we just talk about
spoilers.
That was the spoilers. You can't really talk about this episode without spoilers.
Yeah, so it was fine. Me and you talked about it a little bit. It was it had a very weird and anticlimactic and just odd choice for an ending. They rescue Grogu, and the Dark Troopers come out, and they're being teased the entire time. They've been teased throughout this season that these Dark Troopers are gonna fuck up everything. Mm-hmm. And then Mando presses a button, and all of the Dark Troopers fly off the ship.
Yep.
And that's the end. That's the last thing you hear of them. But hold your horses, because Moff Gideon has a dark saber. Shit, we're like, what's going to happen now? In the matter of a minute, Mando beats Moff Gideon and takes the sword.
Which leads Bo-Katan to be like, hey, you said you're going to get that sword for me. And then he's like, okay, so take it. And she's like, no, I can't. And he's like, why? He's like, here you go. And she's like, no, I have to defeat you in combat. And my response was, how the fuck does that work? Is that a thing? Because I haven't seen all of Clone Wars yet. I'm getting there, I promise. But from my understanding of what I've seen of spoilers, like there are characters who have just handed it to other characters and been like, "It's yours now."
It was just weird because it wasn't like this mystical thing that like, oh, it won't work unless you win it in battle. It was just like this pride thing.
Yeah.
And which was really weird because when Moff Gideon like lost, he was like laughing maniacally, like, haha, she won't take it because she has pride. It was just like this really
And it's
weird
like,
thing.
but the thing is, like, that's robbed of all the tension for me because it's like, okay, who cares if Bo-Katan doesn't have, like, Mandalorian, like, Mando has the same goals
He
in
is
mind, right?
literally a Mandalorian. Like,
he wants the same shit as her. He's
yeah.
just not, like, actively thinking about it. So he'll probably just go do it anyway.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like fucking Darth Maul came in and took the Darksaber. It's like her friend.
It was just kind of stupid. Like the entire time she was like, I need this Darksaber. I need this Darksaber. Mando gets it. And it's like, here it is. And she's like, oh, I didn't want it that way. Like,
yeah.
It was a little silly. And but that wasn't even the silliest moment of the show.
But before that, I want to say, like, pretty much everything, I was enjoying it just fine up until then. I quite liked the beginning, and, like, when they first got on the ship and they were just plowing through stormtroopers, I was like, this is fun. I liked the fight with Moff Gideon, even though it was, like, 10 seconds long.
I was actually thinking when I was watching, I'm like, this feels more like a Star Wars movie than any episode ever has.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, then what happens after? You can talk about what happens after.
Yeah, so then every single, like, dark trooper is activated and is standing outside the door pounding on it. And the characters are like, oh god, we're fucked. Which, first of all, were they, though? Because Mando only got his ass kicked by one of them for, like, 10 minutes. Or, like, 10 minutes, 10 seconds. And then as soon as he, like, used the spear, he beat him, like, pretty much instantly.
And so also, like,
surely all 5 of you could tear through these guys pretty easily.
I wish he used the Darksaber. Like, it would have been so much cooler if he just shredded through the Dark Troopers with the Darksaber. Like, that would have made so much sense. Like, he just beat Moff Gideon, gets the Darksaber. Oh, no, there are these, like, tons of troops that, like, he previously wouldn't have been able to take on all of them. But now that he has the thing, he can just fuck them all up. But they're just like, no, he's just gonna...
But then... thank God, hope arrives in the form of a single X-Wing, and my eyes rolled so far back in my head because I knew what was coming. And we see like a hooded figure, and he's like slicing through robots with a lightsaber. And then you see like his gloved hand on a green lightsaber, and I'm like, okay, this is Luke Skywalker, right? And he cuts through every single robot without even like the slightest bit of struggle. And then he opens the door and says, hey, can I have Grogu? And he pulls his hood down, and it's the most horrifying CGI, disgusting face I've ever seen in my entire life. I know it's going to sound like we're shitting on this show. Like, this episode's okay, but, like, I was really let down by this because it was literally, like, Luke swooped in, kicked everybody's ass, and then just, like, took Baby Yoda and left. And it was, like, so anticlimactic that it was, like, every struggle the characters faced didn't matter because Luke was going to come in anyway and save Grogu.
So, like, here's the weird thing. Like, you know what the trope of, like, a Deus Ex Machina is?
Mm-hmm. This is the biggest one I think I've ever seen.
So, like, so for those that don't know, like, a Deus Ex Machina is, like, in a movie where, like, the hero and, you know, the heroes are, like, facing really tough stuff and they're, like, about to die. Everything looks lost. But then there's this, like, something that happens at the last second. Maybe it's some other character that saves the day and, like, pushes the gun out of the way and, like, you know, make sure that the heroes are saved. And this was, like, so hardcore of a Deus Ex Machina.
Yeah.
But, like, the problem was that, like, I didn't feel like Mando and his gang couldn't have handled themselves.
That's how I didn't
feel like they needed saving, but
no,
they just wrote it in. They're just like, but wait, guys, Luke Skywalker comes.
It literally felt like Disney was like, well, people were mad that Luke Skywalker didn't mow people down with his lightsaber in The Last Jedi, so we'll just put it in here because we know they want it. That's exactly what it felt like to me.
Yeah.
And, like, I know that you can have your problems with Luke in The Last Jedi. I mean, that's totally fine.
You're bringing up The Last Jedi.
I'm not bringing up The Last Jedi. Hold on. But is this like the best way to do that? I mean,
No,
surely you could create a situation where it's way more organic and it's not just like, here he comes. It was so like, I don't know. I just like, as soon as he showed up, I felt like all the tension was just robbed. And then it felt even less like Luke when he was like talking to them and he was like, hand me the child or whatever. Like, give me,
I'll take the baby.
I'll go train him. And it's like, who the fuck are you? Like, you're not like, how the fuck should Mando trust you? You just came in and were like, give me the baby. Like, there's no like reassurance or like warmth or anything. In fact,
well, no. He actually, Grogu did like touch the screen, and I think Mando noticed that like Grogu.
yeah, but
felt
I'm
some
talking
kind
about
of
Luke to
forced
Mando,
connection.
not Luke to Grogu or Grogu
I
to
think no, but I
Mando.
think Mando like noticed that Grogu had some kind of force bullshit connection.
Yeah, I get that, but I mean, like, even so, Luke did nothing to like reassure him that Grogu
That
would be
is
like
true. Yeah,
okay or anything. He was just like, yeah,
I'll
I
take
mean,
the
he's got to
baby.
come with me, and like to me, like the CGI, so like they de-aged or they didn't de-age, but they completely like made a CGI face of Mark Hamill as young
Mm-hmm.
Luke instead of recasting. And the CGI is just so like off-putting to me that it made I think that interaction a lot less like personable because like instead of like Luke Skywalker coming in and saving the day and like taking the baby to safety, it felt like a terrifying CGI robot man who came in and like demanded a baby.
So
Because
here's my hot take. I actually like I didn't think the CGI was like great, but I also like didn't really see it as that bad. Granted, I'm not like some I don't know much about CGI, but I looked at it and as like a casual viewer, I was just like, yeah, I know that's not him, and it looks a little like glowy. It looked a little bit, for some reason, it looked a little off, but it wasn't like enough for me to be like, yeah, this is annoying me.
it's like more so when it's moving, like in still photos like that I've seen online, it's like fine. But when he's like talking, it looks really not like a real person.
I might have
Like,
to rewatch it then.
do you remember how in like Rise of Skywalker they had a young Leia and a young Luke face at one point,
No,
or in Rogue One how they CGI Tarkin's entire
I don't
face?
remember Rogue One.
All right, good. So in any case, all three of those were like really uncanny valley like situations, and this one was so much so that it made me personally like really step out of it and be like, it didn't look right, and I was just like, it's not even like the scene is cool, right? Like it's cool to see Luke mowing people down or whatever. Even though like,
But like
did you
we've
notice he
seen
like,
this before.
yeah? Did you see him like force crush that like
Yeah, he went like
robot?
that was kind
Yeah,
of cool.
it was cool, but it was also like seemed like kind of like a. This isn't a criticism, by the way, but it seemed like kind of like a dark side move, you
That
know?
was a little bit of a Vader in him.
Mm-hmm. Which is cool, and I think it's meant to like kind of um, pair with the Darth Vader scene from Rogue One, where he does like pretty much the exact same thing and mows through a bunch of rebels. Um, and like the scene on its own is like okay, but I think in the context of like we have this whole season building up to this final confrontation with Moff Gideon, and that's not really the point of the episode. The point of the episode became to show Luke Skywalker.
Yeah, it was just like it's so sad because Moff Gideon was like teased throughout the entire series, and he was left with like a 1 minute long fight, and literally like he just played such a secondary role in this episode when I kind of felt like he'd be a little bit more prominent,
Mm-hmm.
especially like I think his name is Giancarlo Esposito, something
Yeah.
like that. He's like a really good actor. I don't
Mm-hmm.
know. It's just sad that they kind of just like tossed him off to the side.
And he's good in this role too.
Yeah, I actually he's like one of the characters who I like really like seeing him on screen.
Right.
But I don't know.
And I think like maybe this problem could be solved if like Mando or any of the other characters did something when Luke showed up. Like they weren't just standing there waiting to be rescued. Because I think it just made them all seem so like useless.
They were pretty useless the entire time.
Because like Luke, he's always been like not always, but like in Return of the Jedi and stuff, he's like powerful, but he's still like not invincible. And like, Han and Leia are still like handy to have around. And in this, it just felt like he had like the Superman thing, which was like just absolutely untouchable. Which I get is like kind of the point because he's supposed to be like at his peak Jedi Master stuff at this point. But I don't know. I guess I didn't. Part of the thing I always liked about Luke Skywalker's character in the movies was just that he was like still pretty human and like he always struggled. Like it never felt like he just had it. And in this,
it really
like
felt like they were what it felt like. I don't know. Like if you ever had like Pokemon or Yu-Gi-Oh cards as a kid, and like there was that one kid on a playground who had like a super powerful card, and nobody knew how to actually play these games, but they would show it off because it'd like have like a ton of like points or whatever. It felt like Disney was just taking their Luke Skywalker card and showing it to everybody on the playground, saying, "This is the most powerful card. Here it is. Suck it." And that's kind of just what it felt like. It didn't feel like they were doing anything. It just felt like Luke Skywalker. Boom.
Yeah. That's literally like, okay, so I saw a tweet that like pretty much summed up how the ending felt to me, which was just that like, it was like, it felt like a 6-year-old playing with action figures where it's like, and then Luke Skywalker came and killed everyone and saved everyone. And that was it.
That is exactly. Yeah.
Like, when you're playing with action figures and you're like, and suddenly a meteor came down or some shit. It's like, it's just like kid, that's what it felt like to me. And I get that I'm kind of in the minority for this scene, but I didn't have a problem with the scene on its own, but I had two major problems, which is one,
you heard it here first, we're minorities.
Which is one, that it was like a Deus Ex Machina and completely out of nowhere. And two, why does everything have to link back to fucking Skywalkers?
I agree. It's just weird that like Disney just gets off to Skywalker. Like that's what was refreshing about Mandalorian in the first place, is that it's a break from non-Skywalker stuff. It's like,
and it's a chance to do
exploring
new
a different part
shit
of the universe.
Yeah.
But then they have to like always bring it back, and it's like,
but then look, it's Ahsoka Tano. Oh look, it's Bo-Katan. Oh look, it's Boba Fett. Oh, like now that's
they're
what
new
this
characters,
like.
but they all suck. And they're all just like they're just archetypes. There's no like new species or new like kind of thing there might be, there probably is, that I'm just not
I like Mayfield and I like Mando himself, but
who's Mayfield? That's Bill Burr, right?
Bill Burr.
I'm trying to think. I like Moff Gideon, but obviously he was something, right? We knew him before. Yeah, I don't know. All around though, I'm gonna say the season was bad in my books. I just thought it was underwhelming way too many times.
Yeah, I'm gonna say this episode is bad, but I don't know if I can say the whole season is bad because I got more enjoyment out of it than I didn't. But this just like took the wind right out of my sails because it was like Mandalorian felt like so fresh, so new, so inventive, something that like, a new corner of the Star Wars universe we hadn't gotten to see yet with new ideas. And then it's just like, yep, here comes everything you were familiar with. It's going to link to everything ever,
Yep.
And I don't know. I'm just not about that. I've seen it before, It's cool to bring back Boba Fett. I like that. Do we need to bring back every single character we've ever seen in Star Wars?
I don't know. Oh, literally, I was about to say, I can't wait for R2-D2 to come in, but he literally was in the episode.
He literally was in the episode. I know.
Yeah.
I know. And like there was a rumor the other day on Twitter that I saw that was like, that show The Acolyte that I talked about last week or 2 weeks ago or whatever when we did all the Disney news. It's set in the High Republic era.
Yep.
It was like this news article that was like, The Acolyte is set 50 years before the events of the Phantom Menace, so maybe we'll see some familiar faces. And I was like, God damn it. It's going to be a fucking young Palpatine or a young Darth Maul or something.
We're going to see young Qui-Gon Jinn.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm like, why? Like, I was so hyped for that show because it was like complete. I was like, finally, we're far enough away where they can't possibly put anyone we know in it. And they're still going to do it anyway.
They never learn.
They don't. They really don't. Anyway, yeah. I just was not my favorite episode. by a long shot. So I say bad. Anyway, ho ho ho, and
don't talk to my mother like that. What?
Oh, Tommy, that's funny.
Yeah.
So I wrote down some
Home Alone.
We're not there yet, Tommy.
Yeah.
Relax. I wrote down some Christmas conversation starter topics where we could talk about like our favorite and least favorite of certain things. First of which, Tommy, I would like to know what your favorite Christmas movie is.
Probably Home Alone. Or Rudolph. It's probably Rudolph. Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't. Rudolph was on TV the other day, but I was not conscious, so like I only saw like bits and pieces of it. I saw it when I was a kid, though.
Too many drinks down the hatch?
Yeah, you know me. Yeah, mine's probably. I really like Christmas Vacation.
Yeah, I actually here's actually a funny story. I've actually never fully watched Christmas Vacation.
Really?
I've actually never seen the full thing. It's on all the time on Christmas, but it's like it's whatever that psychological thing is where like it's on so much, like you see it everywhere that you just like forget about it. So I kind of just like never I don't know. I've never wanted to.
It is always
I've never had
on.
the motivation to watch it.
Elf and Christmas Vacation are like constantly on.
Mm-hmm.
But I usually take time at least once a year to watch the whole thing beginning to end. I just like it. You know, I know Chevy Chase is an asshole in real life, but I really like him as Clark Griswold.
Oh, you know what else I actually really like? I've not seen this in years, but I really liked Jingle All the Way.
Oh, with Arnold?
With Arnold Schwarzenegger. I watched that a lot with my family when I was younger. So it's definitely one of my favorite Christmas movies. It's just like there's just a lot of really funny because that has Sinbad in it too. There's one scene in particular where Sinbad, like, he's a mailman, and I forget what the reason is, but like he's in this office building. I do remember actually, but it's too complicated to explain. He's in an office building and he has a package because he's a postman, and he gets in trouble with the police. So they all surround him. He takes the package and he goes, "This is a bomb." And then he's like, "You're gonna let me go, or else I'm gonna blow this up." And obviously, it's not a bomb because he was just a random package. And then he like puts it down, walks away, and then the policeman like casually goes like, "Okay, guys, it wasn't really a bomb." And then like he rattles it up and it blows up. And then Sinbad goes, "That really was a bomb. This is a sick world we're living in with sick people." It was just such a great line. I love that. I love that movie.
Yeah. What about least favorite Christmas movies?
I don't know.
I'll say I do not like the Tim Allen Santa Claus movies.
Yeah, I don't know if I don't like. They're probably bad, but I don't know if I hate them.
Or the Jim Carrey Grinch movie.
I actually never seen that.
Yeah, it's a little scary. I mean, I've seen it a couple times, but I don't know. I guess there isn't really one that's like strikingly terrible in my eyes, but like,
yeah, he really lost himself after the breakup with Kate Winslet. Or sorry, with Clementine.
Good one, Tom. I was thinking Titanic at first when you said that.
Yeah.
How about your favorite Christmas candy or treat?
Oh, so every Christmas or in Christmas time, my mom makes a ton of chocolates, and probably the ones that I like the most, she makes peanut butter cups, chocolate covered Oreos, and chocolate covered caramels. And this year she actually made peppermint patties, which are really good too.
Ooh,
so
how do you make those?
I don't fucking know. I mean, you like make the filling, and then you have like molds, and then you la-di-da from there.
Gotcha.
What about you?
Uh, white chocolate peppermint M&Ms. Have you ever had those?
Ew, I hate white chocolate.
You hate white chocolate?
It's disgusting. It's so sweet.
Huh. I think it's
Yeah.
less sweet than regular chocolate.
What? No, it's much sweeter.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, white chocolate peppermint M&Ms are godly. They only sell them at Christmas time, but they are.
I'll try it out. If you have any, the next time I see
I
you,
have a couple. Yeah.
I might want to try one.
Yeah.
I'll give
really
you a
good.
peppermint patty. We'll trade.
Okay. That way I'll trade you for one M&M.
Yeah.
Yeah, I also like, this isn't a candy, but it is a treat. I do fuck with eggnog pretty hard.
I also kind of fuck with eggnog. Haven't had it in a minute, but I do fuck with it.
It's thick though. Like if I'm gonna drink it, it's got to be like
I think it's
on an
those
empty
yams.
stomach. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I haven't had it in a while. I just remember it tastes like I remember having it and being
Didn't you have it for the first time at my house?
No. I think that was somebody else.
Uh,
I remember having it one year and being like, this tastes exactly like something. And I never figured out, and I know exactly the taste that I'm thinking of, but I still have no idea what it tastes. It's some kind of medicinal or like a lollipop. I don't know.
Those are not
It's
the same
something.
thing.
And they
The
are different.
medicinal lollipop.
It's something. I don't know. Yeah.
Oh, also for some reason, like Reese's cups, like not the big ones you buy like in like a chocolate bar form, but like the mini ones individually wrapped that you get in a package.
Yeah.
And Hershey Kisses, there's nothing different about them flavor wise, but they hit different at Christmas time.
Mm-hmm. You know what you should do? I honestly prefer Trader Joe's and the chocolate cup. They call them. I don't know what they call them, but they're like the peanut butter cups at Trader Joe's. Really good.
Really?
I love.
You're a big Trader Joe's guy.
I went to Trader Joe's like literally 40 minutes ago. I'm saying, like, please, Trader Joe's, if anybody has any kind of relations, and like, we will literally have a Trader Joe's cast where you don't even give us money. Maybe give us 1 cent.
We'll review Trader Joe's the movie.
And we will review Trader Joe's the movie, and we will just literally
the origin of Trader Joe.
Yeah, we will stand Trader Joe's the entire time. Everything will get a 10 out of 10 from us.
I love how Tommy's speaking for both of us.
I mean, if Trader Joe's came to us, would you not get on your knees and start?
If any fucking company came to us and was like, "Hey, we'll give you money," yes.
What about like Exxon? I don't know. I can't think of many bad companies.
Verizon Wireless, like Tesla, like Elon Musk.
Elon Musk, big fan of the podcast, as you know.
My son XAE12 and I.
Is that actually his son? I don't know what his son's name is. I read a headline that he named his son some whack shit, and I'm like, yeah, that about adds up.
Yeah, it's like letter X and then A, the A and the E that are combined, and then like, yeah, maybe, and then like a couple like dashes and stuff, and then like 12. That's his name.
God, that kid's gonna get bullied.
And then Elon Musk in the same breath is like, pronouns in your bio is stupid. Like, yeah. You fucking named your son that, you weirdo.
It's insane. He's literally the second richest man. I mean, but I guess at that point, like when you start getting that rich, intellect and
yeah, but Grimes is like not like that.
Yeah. It's whack just because it feels bad that Bill Gates, literally like such wholesome, nice guy, Bill Gates was number 2, and he got passed up by Elon.
I fucking hate Elon Musk, dude. And everyone who likes him is so weird about it.
I know, they literally.
He's cool because he uses Reddit. It's like,
I know, I want to try to stop saying the word simp just because I feel like it's really going out of style. But like seriously, like you need to stop simping for him. It's annoying. He's not that cool. He's a kind of a dumbass. Well, he's not a dumbass, but he's a douche. I hate him.
He is. Remember when he said COVID was no big deal and it would go away like immediately?
He just says things that are just like, dude, you're literally run a gigantic company. How do you say shit like this? Like,
yep. but he's leading us into the future. What were we talking
Tony
about?
Stark.
Yeah, he's the Tony Stark.
Can't wait for him to take down Thanos.
Yeah, right. Oh my god.
If Elon Musk snapped his fingers to save the world from Thanos, I would take back everything I've ever said.
I mean, yeah, I think I'd have to if he saved humanity.
Yeah, it'd be pretty rad. But yeah, we were talking about what, like peppermint.
Yeah, peppermint patties. I don't know. Christmas songs, Tommy. Favorite least favorite Christmas tunes.
Santa Baby, easy. That's the worst one. That's the worst.
Really? The original?
Yeah. I don't know. There's a lot of like covers that are really bad, but I guess I can't count them.
You know what's funny is the have you ever heard the Michael Bublé Santa Baby cover?
No, but it's pretty good.
Well, it's funny because he has like insane no homo energy in the whole song. Like he keeps changing all the words, so he's like, Santa buddy. You know the line where he's like, where she's like, a 54 convertible to light blue. He changes it, so he's like, a 54 convertible to steel blue. It's like, okay, light blue is where you draw the line. Light blue, that's too feminine, but steel blue, that's cool and also manly.
That's great.
It's always so fucking funny.
I'm gonna have to listen to that.
I'll wait up for you, pal. It's like, all right, man, come on. It's so stupid.
Just hunker down and go for, the full energy as it was intended. But my favorite song is probably the I think it's Christmas Song by Nat King Cole.
Oh, the chestnuts roasting.
Yep, I love that one. His voice is angelic.
I mean, anything by Nat King Cole is pretty good.
It bops, yeah.
I'll also say, I have no shame. All I Want for Christmas Is You. It bops. Wow. But even better, the Big Time Rush version of All I Want for Christmas Is You really goes hard.
I bet. Yeah, I might listen. I don't really like that song just because it's horrendously overplayed.
It is.
But
the Big Time Rush version, though?
I will listen to the BTR version. It's a little bit like Christmas Vacation, where it's so overplayed that I actually don't listen to the whole thing, like, ever.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I feel that. My least favorite, I do hate the one that's like, hang all the holly. Tommy doesn't know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, you kind of just sound like a little bit of a wacko.
The one that our friend Brett always talks about singing, the one that's like, bah, humbug, it is my favorite holiday. Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas. You don't know that one?
No.
Tommy, do you know anything?
No.
Like half the stuff I talk about, you have no idea.
It's
just not pop culture versed at all.
Yeah, sorry, I forget the famous pop culture. Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas.
Have you not seen like a Christmas movie with it in it?
No.
Merry Christmas, Drake and Josh is in.
It's in Merry Christmas, Drake and Josh.
Mm-hmm.
I did not. To be fair, I have not seen Merry Christmas, Drake and Josh in years, so it has been a little while.
Favorite holiday tradition, Tommy?
I don't know. Probably, I don't know. I think honestly staying in PJs all day. I stay in PJs all day during Christmas. I do that every year. Love it. Can't get enough of it. Not going to church.
I quite like, I haven't done it in years, but I do really fucking love sledding. Like, actually, I think sledding is so fucking fun.
Yeah, I need to do that. I'd honestly be down to go sledding with the boys.
Oh, we should do
it. We're kind of creating a plan in the middle of the podcast, but
yeah,
I'd be so down.
We just made Derek die. That's good. It's good for social distancing.
It would be.
I know. We should bring it up. Anyway.
Okay, cool.
I also like. Well, I don't know if I like it. I do like it. My mom like makes us go out and cut down the Christmas tree every year, and I like it as like a family tradition or whatever. My mom just likes to spend like hours out there, and she's super picky about what tree we get.
Oh my god! And it just doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't matter. She hates the one we have right now. Like she literally wants to bring it back. I'm like, you're not gonna return a tree, like.
Excuse me. You sold me a defective tree.
We literally have 2 trees in our house, and she doesn't like either of them.
Oh my god!
Like by process of elimination, you should probably like at least one of them. But I do like that tradition. I also like decorating the tree.
I do like decorating the tree.
You go through every ornament, and your mom goes, "You made this one when you were in preschool."
Yep.
And I'm like, "I know, because you told me last year."
Told me last year.
Before that, and the year before that.
And it's like, this one's from when you were 2. And I'm like, yep, it does say 2002.
Yeah, it says Tommy 2002.
Yeah, exactly.
But this one has the Yankees on it. Oh, really? What was your first indication there? The Yankees logo?
Yeah, honestly, I've kind of enjoyed it as I gotten older, just because we've started. I've like as I gotten older, I started getting gifted like really like stupid ornaments, stupid as in ones that I think are funny. So like I have like a corgi ornament. I have like one. I think I have like 4 different ornaments that are just like different foods.
Oh yeah, my dad and I have a tradition that I really like, where every year we go to a Target or whatever and find the ugliest ornament that we can to get for our tree, and like those are my favorites to like pull out and be like, oh yeah, this one was fucking hideous. Like my favorite one is I have this Santa Claus ornament that like turns into a pine cone halfway down. Like it's like Santa cut off at the midriff, and then it becomes a pine cone, and he's also completely cross-eyed. And I just think he's like the ugliest fucking guy in the world. And then like, yeah, we have a lot of the, just like the one I have this year was a really squishy like piece of toast with Nutella on it, and it was like that really gross texture that was like really squishy. Quite ugly, but yeah, I do like that tradition a lot. And we make gingerbread houses, which is fun.
Oh, I haven't made a gingerbread house in a minute.
Dude, next year with no COVID, we should do like the boys' gingerbread houses.
That would be pretty dope. We all make a gingerbread house, or we can make one mega house.
Yeah, we
could. The Fib gingerbread house. That'd be dope.
We could all have like a little village.
Oh, in Minecraft. It'd literally be Minecraft in real life.
I know. How about the best and worst Christmas presents that you've ever gotten?
I've gotten some pretty good Christmas presents. I've gotten some like, I don't know. I've gotten a lot of stuff that I really enjoyed. So it's hard to pick one. Worst though.
My best was probably my 2017 Christmas when I got a Nintendo Switch, Mario Odyssey, Breath of the Wild, a few other Switch games that I can't remember off the top of my head right now. But man, I was like just sitting there going back and forth between games for like 2 weeks, and it was like the quality launch titles from Nintendo, Mario Kart, like just a really quality year for
that must have been sick
stuff. It was pretty like it was literally like so fun because I got my Switch and Mario Odyssey and Breath of the Wild, and I literally like would play Breath of the Wild for like 40 minutes and then be like, okay, I want to go back to Odyssey, and then I'd play Odyssey for like 30 minutes and I'd be like, I want to go back to Breath of the Wild because they're both so fucking fun.
Now thinking about it, I think I did get a GameCube when I was really, really younger as a Christmas present.
Mm-hmm.
And that was pretty great just because I think the GameCube's the best system ever. It might be
the worst one. I'll say one of my aunts gave me like a huge thick book one time when I was like 8 or 9, and I was like, man, do I not want this, because this is not an action figure or a video game. And recently, hopefully my 70-year-old aunt doesn't listen to this.
Yeah.
I have a sneaking suspicion she won't. She got me a scarf So everyone in the family, all the men in the family got a scarf, and everyone got a plain black scarf except for me. And I got a big scarf that said "Good Vibes" on it. It's like I am never.
They were indeed not good vibes.
I also got that year, which I didn't even tell anybody I opened it because I had no idea how to react to it. But I opened like this phone, like those things you have for when you're jogging to hold your iPod
on the strap.
Yeah, mine was about 17 times as big, and it like stuck out like this far, literally. And I like had no idea what to even do with it, so I just totally pretended I did not open, because I don't run, and I don't have any use for that kind of thing. It was like the weirdest. I had no idea what was supposed to go in it, because it literally had like, it looked like it had a slot for your phone and then like a pouch for like fucking goldfish or something. Like I don't know what was supposed to go there. But yeah, so, and the instructions were completely in Chinese. So I had a feeling that it might have been a gift that someone else received and now then ended up with me. But that was definitely one of the worst.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. It's probably some kind of clothes that I got that I just never ended up wearing.
Tommy's a nudist.
Yeah, he doesn't wear clothes. Half the time of the podcast, I don't have my shirt on. I'll actually continue that tradition right now.
Wow.
No shirt. Actually, I don't know what it is. I really enjoy not wearing shirts.
Tommy, you're gonna make me so horny. He just flexed his muzzle like, whoo, mama.
Yeah. Yeah. That's about it.
Oh wait, I already have that shit. The last thing I have here is it's kind of similar to one we already did, so you don't really have to answer it. But foods you eat around Christmas.
I'd say chocolate. Just a shit ton of chocolate. I've actually been feeling like I love it. I love the tradition of that my mom makes chocolate, but I feel horrible. Like I woke up today, ate like a nice breakfast, eggs and some toast with peanut butter on it. Nice way to start the day. I was hungry for lunch, and I'm like, oh, I'll have a couple pieces of chocolate first. Completely destroyed my appetite, and then I didn't eat for the rest of the day until dinner.
Oh my god. I'll say my family does filet mignon for Christmas dinner. That's always a banger of a meal.
I bet it is, yeah.
I went today to pick it up with my mom, the filet, and it was $92. And I was like, man, that shit's expensive.
I actually never had filet mignon.
Really? Never?
Never.
Quite good. We should go to like a fancy boys steak dinner.
That would be actually really, after sledding.
Oh my god, that would be so lit.
Garcon.
I'll ask one more that I didn't write down here. I don't know if you'll have an answer to this question. This is a question I always think about myself, but like every member of my family kind of has like a Christmas thing that we all like gravitate towards, like decoration wise. So like my mom really likes like Santa Clauses and has like a bunch of Santa Clauses, but like me, I have a bunch of snowmen. Like I've always had a bunch of snowmen. So I'm curious what your favorite Christmas related character is.
My favorite Christmas related character, it's probably Rudolph the reindeer. But I do like, I don't know, I don't really have a favorite. I hate elves. Actually, yeah, I fucking hate elves. Nothing against elves.
I quite like gingerbread men too, and nutcrackers. They're cool.
And gingerbread men are cool. I don't really care about nutcrackers. I don't know. I feel like there's so many cooler characters like reindeer, Santa, snowman,
Mrs. Claus.
Mrs. Claus is all right.
She's kind of bad.
She does.
She kind of got
do work it, not gonna lie. In jail.
Penguins. Yeah. Those are a good one. That's
not really that's not a Christmas.
Penguins? They are.
Penguins.
Don't make fun of me, Tommy.
Penguins are not Christmas. Are definitely not Christmas. No, they're not.
There are a bunch of penguin Christmas decorations.
If they are Christmas creatures, then A Nightmare Before Christmas is a Christmas movie.
Fucking shut up.
Yeah. Sorry.
Stupid.
Anyways.
The Grinch.
Fuck the Grinch.
Tommy says, fuck Grinch lives. Moving on. Ready for Home Alone?
Yeah.
Kevin? Yeah, I watched this movie. Did you watch this movie recently?
Yeah, I watched it a little. I don't know.
It was like just on.
A while ago. It was on, so I caught a little bit of it and reminded me. I've seen the movie a lot of times.
Yeah.
So.
I like it. It's kind of a strange movie, isn't it?
Because I love the idea behind it. It's so funny. It's I don't know.
Joe Pesci robs your house.
Literally, Joe Pesci robs a little child's house while his parents leave him home.
And don't forget, like, that's only the first movie. They do it again.
Yeah, they literally. It's not even just like Home Alone. Like, hey, Kevin, we're going out to the store. It's like, hey, we all need to wake up to go on Christmas vacation. Oh wait, we left our in Paris. Yeah. Oh wait, we left our fucking child
there. Yeah, and what's kind of interesting, like, as a kid, this movie to me felt like it was like all the scene with him like booby trapping the house and stuff.
Yeah, that was the greatest scene in the world.
But in reality, this movie is like a lot longer than that, and that's the smallest like portion of the movie. Like, most of it is Kevin just kind of dicking around the house and, like, you know, going to the store and shit and buying a toothbrush or whatever.
Yeah. And Joe Pesci and Marv, I'm just going to refer to him as Marv.
Yeah, I have no idea his actor's name.
They're just, like, you know, kind of fucking around and just flooding houses.
Yeah, which is, they're really funny. I really like those two characters. Joe Pesci and the other one. the wet bandits.
Tall guy.
And I like that they bring him back for the sequel too. That's fun. But you know what's funny about this movie is it's directed by Chris Columbus, who did the first two Harry Potter movies.
Oh, really?
Do you know that?
Did not. I know that he supposedly discovered America.
They're going to say sailed the ocean blue.
Yeah. And guess what year? Yeah, I don't know.
92.
I think it's a pretty great movie. It just has a lot of original ideas, and there's so many like iconic moments, like when he does when the pizza guy comes and he plays the movie.
Oh yeah, you're gonna get your lousy lion, no good.
Feast off my property.
I'm gonna count to 10. 1, 2, 10.
I just love that. I love that. 1, 2, 10.
Keep the change, you filthy animal. It is great. It's weird how it's so iconic for such just like a silly movie. I'm curious, did it even release in December? I'm gonna look that up right now. You keep talking about stuff.
I'm trying to think of other. Oh, one scene in particular that always bothered me as a child. I think this might be my only part of the movie that I didn't like. This is very small reasoning. Was that he's setting up the booby traps, right? And he makes this dinner, and it looks, as a child, this dinner looks delicious. It's like a brownie. Yeah, it's brownie, and then he's about to start eating, but then stops because the clock ticks, and then runs away, and the food is just left there. And I'm like, that. It's so infuriating. It's really infuriating.
It is. Yeah, can we talk about how Kevin is like a little bit of a fucking sadist?
Yeah, he's kind of, I mean, like, they were, like, the paint cans was a little, you know.
How about the fucking, cans? Like, nail on the stairs he set up? Like, this kid is, first of all, and I felt this a lot more when I watched both of them, so I'm kind of mixing in the second one into this. But there's more so a problem with the second one, which is that
the bricks.
The bricks, right?
He literally
that fucking
throws
insane? He throws bricks at these guys, and he throws like 5 of them.
Yeah, and also, at the second one, these two guys have enough, and literally Marv pulls a gun and tries to shoot him.
But also in the second one, like, Kevin, he's just planning to call the cops anyway. Yeah. He knows they're robbing the toy store. He could just tell the cops right then, hey, at 9 o'clock, these guys are robbing the toy store, and they would go check it out and look, because the fucking robbers are so dumb, they would be in the window robbing shit.
He low-key enjoys it. He enjoys hurting these guys.
He takes great pride in his work. Instead, he leaves them in his fucking fun house where he commits psychological torture on these 2 grown men.
Yeah, it's like
he fucking electrocutes Marv. He almost kills the guy. After throwing bricks at him.
He gives Harry or Joe Pesci a permanent scar on his hand.
Yeah.
Immediately
and
right out of the
gate. In Home Alone 1, he lights Joe Pesci's head on fire. But even worse, in Home Alone 2, Kevin does the same thing, but he puts gasoline in the toilet. So he blows himself up, which is like, that would have killed him. That would have killed him. And Kevin has no remorse.
You think Kevin, like,
nothing?
I mean, I guess, like, this is, like, because there are those laws that, like, somebody's on your property and they're, like, fucking around and being an asshole. You can kill them and shoot them, and you're not in any kind of
stand my ground or whatever.
I forget the exact
Make my day.
thing, but this he like kind of takes this to the extreme. He's like, well, if they're gonna like be fucking with me, I might as well torture them.
In the second one, he leads them there. At least in the first one, it's his house and he's like defending it. In the second one, he like purposefully leads them to an abandoned home where he can torture them. That's the difference.
Yeah.
The first
also,
one's
like the second one, who has just like that amount of open space in the heart of New York City that just goes abandoned?
Yeah.
Like,
well, it was his uncle's that was being renovated.
Oh yeah, that's true.
But I'm kind of getting away from talking about the first one. But just for a minute, again, like the first one's like, oh, he put race cars on the ground and they're like stepping on broken ornaments and stuff, and like,
it's like,
I mean, there is some brutal stuff, like he hits a guy in the face with a fucking iron, doesn't he? Here's that in the second one. I don't know, but anyway, like, in the second one, he literally throws bricks from 4 stories up.
Yeah.
And he literally makes like a gasoline explosion on a guy's head and electrocutes Marv and knocks an entire shelf full of like heavy paint cans onto Marv.
And he does the first he does 1 paint can, 2 paint can, and then the fucking like
the
barbell.
Bar, right? The metal.
It was this fucking gigantic, probably like it has to be over 200 pounds. And it just fucking swipes them.
No, but if that's not bad enough, right? It swipes them, knocks them into the hole. Then he cuts both ropes.
and cuts the ropes in it.
And it rolls down and hits them in the hole.
He's a fucking asshole.
He has an issue. Like, this is not okay. This is not... And he doesn't tell his parents what happened either time.
But the police found out. Did you think they're just like, can't do anything about it?
No, but the police, like, he led them... In the first one, he led them to the house across the street, and that's where they were caught, and they didn't know Kevin was involved.
How did Kevin clean it up in time? That's what I'm wondering. It must have been some process, like, because the next morning.
It was his parents didn't get back till the morning.
I mean, that must have taken him like all night though to clean all that shit up.
Yeah, but the thing is, also, Kevin, is like, you're making your case worse for yourself because like he knocks over that entire shelf in Buzz's room, right?
Yeah.
And Buzz gets home and he's like, Kevin, what'd you do to my room? And it's like, hey, if you just told him about the home invasion, you wouldn't get in trouble for that.
Yeah, well, I think he realized he liked it too much. This could actually make sense because he never tells his parents that like home invaders. I think he likes it so much that like he was initially planning on telling his parents like, hey, these guys robbed the house, but I luckily defended them. He liked it so much that if he told them, about all the shit he pulled. Like they'd be like,
send him
"What
to
the
help.
fuck?" They would literally.
This is Joker. This is Joker.
This is the message.
Yeah.
This is what he was saying to us.
I mean, it's all in good fun. Like we could sit here.
Killing people in good fun.
It's a little ridiculous. And also in the second one, he makes the bad guys climb. I say the bad guys. Really, he's the bad guy. But like,
he is nobody's good in this.
He makes Marv and Eddie, right? Maybe Eddie. He makes them climb down a rope.
Harry.
Marv
and Harry. Yep.
He makes them climb down a rope, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then he lights the other end of the rope on fire.
Yeah.
What are you doing, man?
But it's okay because he threw the rock in the toy store with $20. And the guy smiled because he knew that Kevin was a good kid.
I don't think this guy knew. This guy had no. You know how that thing is like,
this kid knew? He would have like.
I don't know. You know that thing that's like, in your lifetime you'll walk past 15 serial killers?
Yeah.
That's one of them. It's Kevin.
It's literally Kevin McAllister.
Yeah. Like the woman he gives the dove to at the end has no idea what kind of dark chi that thing's infused with.
Yeah. It is quite literally like such an evil energy. I think if like just one kind of spiritual Buddhist or I don't know, some kind of person met Kevin, they would be met with an unbelievably horrifying aura.
Mm-hmm.
And
what's funny is like, is Kevin even at fault? Because the adults in his life are fucking terrible influences.
They
First of all, and they hate him.
They
like,
do hate
why
him.
do they hate? Maybe because they know he's a fucking psychopath.
Well, I mean, if it's something that he can't control, then it's probably not the best to, treat him to meet that with like horrible meanness. You know what I mean? If they know that he's got like some
they created
kind of
the monster.
They probably did. They are society, and Kevin is Joker.
That's what I'm saying.
It makes sense.
But
oh my god,
his family actually hates him. Like his family actually is always like, Kevin, you're such a failure. You suck so much. And then Kevin, for the first time, defends himself by saying something to Buzz, and his mom's like, "Go to your room right now." It's like,
yeah.
Have you not heard your other son? Like the shit he's been saying to Kevin. Why do they all hate him?
They really do, and they tell him that he's gonna sleep with the P-boy. That would literally be the last straw with me.
Oh,
if they put me in a bed where they knew that somebody would fucking soil it, I'd start crying immediately.
That kid, the one who pees.
Yeah.
That's Wallace from Scott Pilgrim.
Really? That's great.
But yeah, and the other we're kind of talking about both movies at this point, which is fine because we've both seen them, right?
Yeah, we've seen both movies.
So in the second one, you have that hotel manager who has a sneaking suspicion that Kevin's there by himself.
Tim Curry,
yeah. And he's also a lunatic because instead of calling the police or some kind of service to come get this 10-year-old boy who managed to rent a hotel room, he kicks him out of the hotel.
Huh?
This is a child, dude. You have no idea where his parents are. And then his actual parents show up looking for him, and you can't find them because Tim Curry kicked him out of the hotel.
It's it's actually remarkable because the first movie is a allegory to how society treats its individuals, and the second movie is about how capitalism treats its individuals. It's really amazing.
Yeah. And then also, this has been overplayed a ton, but how does both his parents manage to leave him at home twice?
You think after the first time, you'd be like, I have trauma. Yeah. I'm not letting this boy leave my sight. But then they're like, oh, Again.
Then he's literally like, "Oh, you want batteries, Kevin? Bye." And they take off to the airport without their son.
I don't know. He was at the airport. He got on the wrong plane.
I know, but I'm saying, like...
Oh, the first
you
one.
You didn't make sure he got on the plane.
Yeah.
Which is also the airport staff's fault. Like, I guess just every adult in the movie has to be completely clueless to make the movie happen, which is fine. It sounds like I'm shitting on the movie, but I actually love this stuff because it's funny.
It's a great movie.
Yeah. It's really fun to watch. It's just also really fun to point out the logic and stuff in this movie that, like, if a real kid was actually doing this stuff, like, that's not okay, you know?
Yeah, like, I remember as a kid being like, I wish I had to defend the house and had to, you know? But now realizing it, I'm like, huh. You know, watching this movie might be influencing kids worse than, like, violent video games.
You know what's funny is, like, as a kid, after I watched this movie, I would set up little booby traps in my house. So, like,
paint cans?
No, paint cans. Thankfully, I wasn't like that, but, like, little race cars that I put on the ground to, like, and my dad would just come in and, like, pretend to slip on them. And one day though, I was at his apartment. My parents are divorced, by the way, so I grew up going to their separate houses. So I'm in his apartment, and in the doorway to his kitchen, I put a bunch of like little traffic cones that came in like some kind of playset, like a car playset. And my dad walked in after he had just woken up, and he stepped on like a cone, like right on his heel, and it made like the biggest bruise I've like ever seen. And he like had to take work off because he couldn't put any weight on that foot because it was bruised so bad from where not accidentally, but like I got him with the cone.
Was he pissed?
He was really mad. He was very, very mad.
Oh my God.
But so yeah, that's the kind of influence Home Alone had on me.
Modern Warfare 2, on the other hand, I'm just saying I didn't kill anybody.
Yeah, right. I didn't start no wars.
Yeah, not yet.
Yeah, but to kind of talk more about the movie rather than like the logic behind the universe is it's just good fun. It's cute. Like I like seeing Kevin going around and like buying a toothbrush and trying to do stuff for himself and like, you know.
Yeah. When he gets over his fear of the laundry room.
Yeah. It's funny to see him like kind of learn how to do stuff and be like, you know, like in the second one, he's like able to rent a hotel room for himself by like using the voice recording thing. And like, again, he uses the movies to like scare people away from the house. It's funny. It's just like, he's being smart and the movie's being smart by making him do stuff like that. Like when the robbers drive past the house and he's got like the cardboard cutouts and stuff like on the strings.
Yeah, and he's pulling them all.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also, who could forget the...
Oh, yeah. Tommy did the face from the movie.
Great one.
Yeah. I really do like these movies. They're really fun.
They're great.
Like
they're
family, great. kids movies, whatever. And Macaulay Culkin is a good child actor too, which I didn't say.
Yeah, no, he does it well. Yeah, but also they John used Candy Trump in the second one.
Oh yeah, they do.
Trump in the second one, so canceled.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm actually surprised because that movie's on Disney Plus now, and I actually would not have been surprised if they edited that scene out.
Really? Did they?
No, but some cable, like, or not cable, but like, yeah, cable networks have like been editing that scene out.
That's funny.
Down the hall to the left.
Down the hall.
So, like Trump goes on TV and he just says that line again. He'll just get the presidency again.
He's earned my vote.
You know what?
Somebody get this man a beer.
Overturn it.
I'll stop the count. I'll stop it.
Rewind. Stupid. Good fun. I say both movies are Chads.
Both movies are definitely Chads.
I think I slightly prefer the second one just because I like the setting a little more.
Setting is pretty cool. It does a little bit of the original. I don't know. I'm probably indifferent about the two. They're both really funny.
Yeah. They're both exactly the same plot-wise, though.
Yeah, so I have to give a little bit more credit to the first, but I think the second one is probably done a little bit better.
Yeah.
So. Yeah.
And instead of the wet bandits, they're the sticky bandits.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What have you been watching, Tommy?
Nothing. Last week I said that I started watching the movie #Alive, and I was like halfway through. I have not finished it, and I have not watched any other movies.
Good stuff.
Yeah,
I watched the Polar Express for
the first time.
Yeah, have you seen it?
I have. I just remember the scene where they make hot cocoa, and it looked very appetizing. Yeah.
I have a problem with that scene. In that scene, they're like flinging hot chocolate about, and it's like a great musical number, and they're shooting hot chocolate in the air and catching it in the cups. But my mind the whole time was like, you're shooting boiling hot water.
If somebody messes up this act once
in a train full of children,
think about the liability.
I know.
Like, Jesus Christ, this kid starts like boiling hot chocolate to the face. This Polar Express is gonna get shut down immediately. Like, where's the supervision?
Yeah.
I know. All it needs is one of these kids' parents to be a lawyer.
You're already having cups of hot chocolate on a train, which is already dangerous.
Well, you're already leading these kids out from their house in the middle of the night. Already sketch. Then throwing around boiling water in their faces.
Yeah.
When they're supposed to be in bed, I'm just saying.
Yeah, and also the train's like Tokyo drifting on sheets of ice and stuff. This is not right. Someone needs to be liable.
Someone needs to do something about this.
Also, Tom Hanks voices like literally everyone, and it's really funny. Yeah.
This guy.
What else did I watch? I watched not much else. I rewatched Wonder Woman because the new one comes out next week, and I watched Iron Man the other day just for fun. So
I haven't seen that one before.
If you know me, I don't usually like superhero movies.
No, I'm the one talking everybody's ear off about super movies.
Super movies.
Superhero movies.
Yeah. Tommy knows all about the comics. I know nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's all. And I don't know. I'm slowing down on Clone Wars. Like, season 3 is tough to get through.
How long is each episode?
25 minutes. But there's 22 in each season.
You know what I could do? I downloaded I forget exactly what it's called, but like it controls the video speed.
Yeah, I don't like doing that though.
Of any kind. You don't like watching your movies? I've honestly been watching my movies in 1.5 speed.
Bro, Martin Scorsese would have your head.
Why?
Because Martin Scorsese
does he not like that?
No, because it's not the artist's vision.
That's so fucking stupid. I watched literally some of the best, like a lot of movies that I give like good ratings to. I watch in like 1.5.
So are you sure you really like them though? Because maybe they're really slow and boring.
Well, not to me. They're going pretty fast.
Yeah, but like, Jesus Christ, Tommy. Yeah, no, nah. The problem with Clone Wars, for a bit, and then we're gonna wrap this up, but is that you'll have these episodes that are really sick about like Anakin and Obi-Wan and Ahsoka and Grievous and whatever, and it's like really cool. And then the fucking show will just grind to a screeching halt for an episode where like the clones do absolutely fucking nothing, or where Padme and Jar Jar go on some kind of diplomatic mission somewhere. And that shit's just so boring. Because like I complain about the prequels a lot. And the Phantom Menace, the politics are really fucking boring. And the Clone Wars is supposed to be like everything in the prequels that's good without the shitty stuff. And it's just like they're bringing back the boring ass shit. And Jar Jar is still like a big player, and I don't understand why. Because first of all, I have to have subtitles on to understand anything that he says.
I honestly just can't wait until Skywalker Saga comes out.
Oh God,
it's gonna be so hype.
I
Dude,
know.
Are you gonna get it on PS5 or Switch?
PS5.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah, the next gen.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get a next.
There's a lot of video games coming out next year.
Once they're in stock, is there actually? Are there actually
like a lot of ones that I'm interested in personally?
Like what?
Skywalker Saga, obviously. The Harry Potter game is supposed to come out next year.
Is that a PS5 exclusive?
No.
Oh, sick! It's like Skyrim, but literally.
For Harry Potter.
That's sick.
Yeah, Gotham Knights, which is the new Batman game with no Batman in it, but I'm very excited for that. What else was there? There's something else that I think the new God of War comes out next year. I've never played the first
Ragnarok.
one. But, yeah, I haven't played the first one, but like I've heard that it's amazing, and when I get the PS5, I'm gonna play it because it's on the PlayStation
Plus.
Yeah, PlayStation Plus thing. Hold on, there's one more. Let me look. Oh, Super Mario 3D World is getting a remaster on Switch, which I'm actually really excited for because I actually really
3D World was pretty good.
Yeah, it's a really fun multiplayer game.
I just wish like Nintendo's like not releasing any games anytime soon. Which kind of
like
I don't think there's anything. Hopefully, I don't know. I'm hoping for something good. I've kind of just been I've not really been playing many video games, but
Me neither.
Am going to definitely play legally the games that I own. The legal games that I own that I have, I'm going to legally play, which include Final Fantasy III. And I'm going to legally purchase a Nintendo 64 and legally purchase games like Banjo-Kazooie. Yeah, I don't know. I've been really liking retro games. I don't know what it is. It's so like I don't have any nostalgia for these games, but it hits such a sweet spot when I get to play like really old retro games, and I just it's really the best because they're so short and sweet, and it's like spending like 3 days and just like grinding them out.
I feel that.
It's such a nice feeling. Such a nice feeling.
I'm kind of doing the opposite. I'm trying to catch up with TV shows, and I really like when a show is like 13 episodes per season and they're all 20 minutes each. So I'm like, fuck yes, I'll plow through that baby. Because when it has a lot of seasons or really long episodes, it's such a slog. But
it's so.
My plan right now is to finish Clone Wars, then do Breaking Bad, and then after that I'm going to do Korra, and then Star Wars Rebels. And I'm really hyped for the last two because they're both like 4 seasons, 13 episodes each.
Yeah, I think you'll have fun with Korra. Breaking Bad, I don't know. It's I had a lot of fun the last 2 seasons, but take your time with it.
I watched the pilot for class because I was in a TV history class, and I liked it. So I'm interested to watch it.
It's a dope show. It's a dope show. The writing is phenomenal, and that's what everybody says, but it's true. Yeah. Literally everything you ever hear about Breaking Bad is the writing's amazing.
But it's funny because like as I'm watching Clone Wars, like I keep hearing that so I watched season 1. I'm like I googled when does Clone Wars get really good, and it was like season 3. So I plowed through season 1 and 2, and then I googled it again, and it was like season 4, like end of season 4. Like you just keep pushing the start date back for when it gets really good.
Yeah,
but it's enjoyable enough. So I'm having fun.
I might consider watching it. I need some new show to watch. I don't have any shows that I'm starting to watch, so I might do like Attack on Titan or something, just because I heard that it has like a new season or whatever. Yeah, and everybody I know who watches it. Yeah, everybody I know who watches it says it's like a dope show, so I'll consider.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's about it. Though.
And with that, have a Merry Christmas to those of you celebrating it.
Holly jolly holidays.
Yeah. And to those of you not celebrating it, enjoy your other holidays as well. Next week, Wonder Woman 1984. Tommy and I will talk about it.
Who would have thought? When does the movie come out?
Christmas.
It literally comes out Christmas?
On noon on Christmas.
That's cool.
So, yep. Maybe we can also talk about Pixar's Soul, which also comes out on Christmas. Oh, we'll see. I'll talk to Tommy about it after.
I might watch that.
Yep. So yeah. Enjoy, everyone, and goodbye.